Hi and welcome to Unity. I know we've been into Unity before, but I just want to go over the areas of the interface with you, just so you're clear what they are. We'll be doing it in more detail as we use it, but just give you a quick overview now so you know sort of roughly where things are. So let's start on the left here. This is our hierarchy. This essentially shows you every object that is in your scene. So for example, here we've got a camera which is there, we've got our 2-unit box and our 1-unit box and our cube which Unity created, and we've also got a directional light in there. So this is a list of all your objects that exist in your scene. Next tab is your scene tab, and like I just explained, this is a view of your scene, and this is where you're going to do most of your editing within this window here. You'll be adding objects into it, moving objects, deleting objects, doing everything to your scene. You'll be doing it in this window pretty much. Next one along is game. This window, it is literally what it says, it is your game window. So when you run your game, when we press this play button here, this is the window you see. It's the game window that comes up, and it's showing you a preview there. So, and what you're actually seeing there is the view of your camera. So if I move this camera around, you'll see my view moves there, and you can also see a little preview of it down here. I mean, you don't have to have that there. You can close the tab, just have a big editing window. You can sort of see it down there, and then when you play, it will come up anyway. Yeah, so you can. It's still there. It's here. It's not split. So you can have it separated like that, or you can literally split the view like that. So you can drag them around and change it however you want. So if I put it back in there, you'll see it sort of sits there. That's the asset store. You have to go online. If you want to buy something from the store, you can. Yes, so back to your scene. So you get a nice big window for your scene. This over here is your inspector tab. Okay, this here lets you inspect and manipulate and change any objects within your scene. So if I click on this box here, you'll see scale box 1 unit, and these are all the elements of that box. So we have a transform, obviously the position and rotation of that object. If I do that, you'll see it, that changes. We have a scale box mesh filter, a mesh renderer. You need one of those to be able to see it in the scene. And we have an animator. I think that comes in when you bring it in from Max, but we don't need it, so we can actually remove that component, and it will make no difference because we're not actually got any animation on that. So we'll be doing a lot of that, removing stuff that we don't need, adding stuff we do need. You can put scripts in here and lots of things. So this is your inspector and your area for changing and manipulating your objects. Down here we have our project tab, and this is everything within your project, not to be confused with the scene, because you can have multiple scenes within a project, as you know. So we have a scenes folder here, and in our scenes folder we have forest, and this is the project. This is the scene we're looking at here, the forest scene. So this is everything in your whole project. So you might have multiple scenes, and we're going to have tons of objects in here, and we're going to create more folders, and everything for your project will live in this window, and you can see it. Whatever you got selected here, you'll see it in this bigger window here. So that's really it. To control, it's fairly similar to Max. So to To pan, it's the middle wheel, just like Max. To rotate, it's the left button, sorry. To scale in and out, it's the right button. You can, if you select an object, press F, it focuses on that object, and then you rotate around that focused object. Really handy. So if I do that one, press F, that becomes my focused object, and I can rotate around that object. If I want to rotate an actual object in the scene, just select rotate up there. If I want to move, again, just use the gizmo just like you do in Max, no different. If I want to scale, this is interesting. This is your scale on one axis. On another axis, if you want to scale the entire object, use the grey box in the center and just scale it up and down. We won't be doing much of that inside Unity, but perhaps just a little bit. If you want to scale it on the vertical, just use the green, just use the box on the top there. And another form of scale, but it's really on one plane, on one plane. If you rotate your box, you can see it changes depending on what you're looking at. So I can change it quite a lot more dynamically like this, and then I can rotate it and change it like that, which is quite nice feature. Can move it, rotate it, scale it even more. Yeah, really quite a nice feature. Just undo all the way back to the beginning. So that basically is Unity, just surface. There's a lot of stuff in here we'll go through, and we have a lighting tab here which controls all the lighting in your scene, which we'll obviously be using later when we set up our lighting for our forest scene. So for now, that's it. We need to start getting objects into our scene and start building it. So we'll start doing that in the next lecture.